that's an information meeting, correct?
Well, it will be, we would hope that we would receive direction from the Board of Aldermen, especially if we're to direct that those funds are not proper.
You know, it's a work session, right? Special meetings, work session together.
Well, no, it wouldn't be a work session because this is our last work session before our budget meeting.
All right, so we're talking about the budget, somewhat prepared.
questions, I don't have a full presentation.
Yeah, no, thank you for coming, we appreciate that. There, with the, offset or the side spacing, with the R5 zoning, and the closeness of one unit or house to the next, and the necessitation of being able to get emergency vehicles or town equipment in between those houses if necessary. And well, as developed here, for a time that it has been a great concern for the board under the previous administration and also coming into this administration as well. Because we see so often in the news where these houses that are built so close together that and that's one of my main concerns. In one unit, how quickly it can spread to the next, considering the closeness of the units and the building materials that are used in this day and time, how it doesn't take much heat, even just to melt the siding off of the house that is next door. And I just have very close. It's just a little bit too close. I wouldn't want to live that close to somebody. I'd like to have some side yard, next to my house. That might be just a personal preference, and I know that housing needs are different in this day and time, and the concerns for density are different in this day and time because the world is more populated now than it ever has been, of course. It's growing from the beginning. But those are some of my concerns, and I've heard it from individuals that work within the town. They have that concern as well. And, what if we need to get down from here? There's just no space.
Sure, so I'll start with that, access to utilities, access to stormwater ponds, and the like. If there's a stormwater pond behind a house, if there's required stormwater easement, the easement's going to be served. That would dictate larger side yards on those specific homes. Utilities would not be able to encroach that space, would not be able to put fencing in that space. The town has to have sufficient access to utilities, to pond storm units. So that, if it is an issue, a standard of a larger easement could be put in place to mitigate some of those concerns. I've written down a few of the items that you mentioned to explain. If you have additional questions, or if I need to clarify.
Go about it, if I could just interrupt for a second. R5 is where, if it's R5, we're allowed to have these tight holes on top of each other, right?
Yeah, so
How do you get away from that? How do you, make a
Well,
zone work?
I was just gonna, nobody, we just don't like nobody for this. I don't want to see that neighborhood when I drive down the road, crammed in there, people live there for 2 years and leave. I want these. I mean, think about that,
But some people,
but some people like it, can we have a happy medium right there, we meet in the middle between what used to be and what R5 is, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, sure. Yeah, the R5 has 6-foot side yards, 5,500 square foot lot minimum, which is a little bit more than R6, which a substantial portion of the town is currently zoned, which also has a 6-foot side yard setback. Your side yards are a
so
concern.
6 foot on your property line is supposed to be 6 foot here, 6 foot here.
I'm concerned with the blanket removal of a zoning district from the ordinance for several reasons. The first is, where are those properties going to be zoned if you do away with that blanket zoning district? Those particular properties, Little Long Creek and Sunny Creek, Little Long Creek in its entirety and Sunny Creek in about half and half of the project are conditionally they both have preliminary plat approval, which is a vesting. So they're both phased developments, so by general statute, they should have a 7-year vesting period, which makes the code in place when they were vested, they're allowed to build under that ordinance.
So could we not let them stay?
Yeah.
And for future growth?
Right.
And we have to honor them, I know that, and that's pretty usually done, that's fine.
And that's where we're looking at the unified development ordinance, I think, blanket. The residential districts as a whole are all going to be modified, whether it's under setbacks. I really think the R5 has been promoted, probably by staff, myself, my predecessor, because it requires open space, it requires improved open space. There are standards that these other zoning districts do not require that will make a better project overall.
Now, explain that one more time. That's the one thing that we may not realize. We may dislike 5 foot. Explain what comes wrong with the R5 that comes together.
Right, yeah, they have the ability to slow down, and I don't.
Base R5 standards require 15% of an entire project to be set aside as open space. 20% of the open space has to be improved, parks, playgrounds, and so forth. There is no other zoning district in the town that requires that as a base requirement in the ordinance. Ordinance probably needs to be updated, requiring set aside open space, requiring tree save, not allowing swim buffers and floodplain to encroach a private lot. There's a lot of nuances through development ordinances that you can shape a development, shape a community to how you like to tailor it, without, in the meantime, immediately removing it. Rather than ripping something out completely, let's fix it and make it better for future growth.
Do they have to wait? Before they rezone?
That's going to be proposed at any point. Of course, they have to follow proper channels, so they have to go to a planning board, seek a recommendation, and advertise public hearing, and ultimately vote. But that can be proposed at any point.
One more question, I'll shut up. How much should the town expect to pay a experienced, seasoned development director in order to sort of hope that we can keep her?
That's
We just need to move in that direction, so Jonathan is, and your poor stuff over there, I mean, it really hit hard.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things, and again, I'm speaking as a personal individual tonight, no professional capacity whatsoever. There's a lot of things that impact a job, not just money. It's the social impact of where you live, your peers, your coworkers, your day-to-day life, your growth projections. So you don't want to underpay, but you don't want to overpay based on your capacity. There's a lot of studies through municipalities, through readily available data to show where a town of a certain size with a certain budget should be paid. Now, of course, there's always flexibility. If you receive the right candidate, you can pay more. You can modify that scale. So I won't throw out a number.
I'll pay to get you back.
We didn't leave out, you left out how the board uses you and respects you, and whether or not you're ever asked a question, whether or not you're ignored. Because I understand that's happened in the past, maybe not with you, but maybe with some folks. I mean, you might have left that out of respect for us, but it's up to us also, if you're standing there, to hear you, ask questions, and let you give us the non.
I snuck around that with all the monitor, like I say, the workplace environment, your peers, and day-to-day operations.
Hanging around
Of course,
today.
Anyone you're involved with, whether it be citizens asking questions, elected officials coming and asking questions, requesting text amendment, asking what's the annexation, why are we rezoning this, what's that development going to look like? It all plays a role in your job experience. So you're just fostering as creative and accepting.
With this new document that we paid for, and whenever we get it, I don't think anybody sitting here can read it, except for me and maybe John. To read it and go, oh, okay. It might take me about 10 minutes. So, is it advisable that if we don't have somebody, that we have somebody look at it and come in here and explain it to us, plain as language?
We can do that, but we also have a planning and zoning board.
I think the only year to help with me on this.
Yeah, we are on this topic. So
Well, the R5 is part of it.
the R5 is part of it. I want to focus more heavily on that, where whenever we get to the UDI or whatever the document is, we have a planning UDO, we have a planning and zoning board that we will give that to.
I got one information down there. Oh, sorry, Darren, you good?
Okay, and they look at it. But for Nolan's purposes of being here tonight, it's specifically for the R5 questions, and I think he's done a really good job at answering those and giving us some direction on that. So I want to stay there and move on.
I got one quick. Connector law. You say how much has got to be, like, events, things, park, whatever. 5 of them acres were already not buildable, which is, comes up. That still counts, right, is there? So that's how they get around that, and most of the time, that I've noticed, that's, yeah.
Sure, you know,
So they weren't built on anyway, but it makes them look good. That's what, and they don't want to fool with us when you tell us that. They
Yeah,
have to
so
sneak around that.
the days of perfectly buildable flat lots are.
That's what's turned a bunch of us against this, because you have people from here trying to sneak out food on you. And
So there's
that's
like-
not the right way to do it, because when I go to say, look, we weren't building this board anyway. Don't tell us, yeah, we got your density, you know, blah, 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 maybe not.
Yeah, there's ways to get around that. You modify the ordinance to say that the 15% set aside of the space, only 5% of that can be flooded, only 10% of that can be flooded.
if they get a bill and they have keys to their houses. You know, and families bring children. Children require education. They require recreation. You know, we have to have, we definitely need to consider those things. And I think the board is very much aware of those. I'm sure we'll touch on some of those things going into some of the other discussions we have on this evening. But I just have a very great concern for conversations about those things. But once again, I thank you so much for taking the time and coming.
Yeah, happy to do it. Setbacks, and I don't want to repeat myself or speak out of turn. The side yard setback and the benefit of the R5, because it is so new, requires conditional zoning. So the minimum acreage for a rezone of that development is 10 acres. Knowing the ordinance as it is now, side yard setbacks are concerned, that's one of the benefits of a conditional zoning. It allows you to legally negotiate and contract, I won't say contract, that's contract. You get to negotiate additional side yards to get a better quality development. So say we want this, they want that, we'll meet in the middle. If you don't like where that ends up, the project can always be denied. We're getting away from vinyl. If there's other standards that you are against, you can make that readily known and available to staff and the developer as they come through the zoning process. Just the benefit of anyone wanting to be in the R5 zone means they're going to have to conditionally rezone. It gives the board power and control.
That was going to be my point, is that it gives us a little more flexibility and wiggle room,
It
the
does.
R5 does, where we're not so restricted to other.
Yeah, because there's not just big zoning districts throughout the town like you know. You have to conditionally rezone.
And the R5 requires. Right, I'm gonna go do, I'm not gonna negotiate, I'm just gonna do R5, okay?
It doesn't technically require it. Some petitioner can always request a conventional R5 rezoning, but if that's where a staff is I don't think your odds of doing that are very good. It's most likely going to be denied. You're going to have to go the conditional route if you really would like an approval opportunity. And then you open the door to those additional issues.
One more question. That is annexed and brought into the town. What does that zoning automatically take effect when that annexed?
Don't quote me on it. You have to assign zoning within 60 days. It's either 45 or 60 days of annexation. Okay? So if there is not a rezoning request associated with an annexation petition, the goal and what you're supposed to do is assign the most similar zoning to the county zoning. So if it rural zoning.
is Jeff Emery. I work with multiple. In my presentation, I did leave with the governing body, just a brief, quick printout of the services we provide. I know with state government, it can sometimes get confusing about what division does what, but I work for NC Commerce, and the division I'm with is NC Main Street and Rural Planning. And this printout just gives you an idea of some of the services we provide. There's also a map on here called 8 prosperity zones. General Assembly created these, I think it was around 2013 or 14, in an effort to bring state services closer to the citizens, not have everything coming out of Raleigh. And so I am the community prosperity zone planner for we're in the Southwest, as you can see, the purple section. There's 10 counties in the maybe just look over briefly some of the things we provide. I sort of feel like Dallas is almost a second home to me. I think this is the 4th project I've done. I started with Commerce in 2017. I'm also your neighbor. I live in Lincoln. I was city manager in Lincoln for about 18 and a half years. In my first career, I was a manager, and that's how I got to know Ben through our former manager days. So I went to work with Commerce after retiring. And I've had some really good experiences in working with the town. We've done some various strategic plans, and that's what I'm here to talk about tonight. My presentation is relatively brief, but please stop me at any time to ask questions. But I'm here to talk about the Greening Outdoor Recreation Economies program. We shorten that to CORE. So normally, I'll always refer to it as CORE. It's part of the American Rescue Plan funding. The dollars ran through the National Economic Development Administration and through NC Commerce. To be a part of CORE, you had to apply. So at some point, someone in the town of Dallas did apply for this program. We had the interest in this program was just tremendous, and so my name is Jeff Emery, NC Main Street Rural Planning Center. My official title is Community Economic Development Planner for the Southwest Prosperity Zone. Creating outdoor recreation economies. Part of what we hope to do is provide technical assistance, outdoor recreation economy, strategic planning, and asset development, and help rural communities leverage natural assets to increase economic opportunity. I'm going to show you some statistics in just a moment that will tell you how important outdoor recreation economy is to North Carolina. What is the definition of outdoor recreation? Let me say right up front, no one loves baseball and softball and golf and all those things any more than I do. That's really not what we're talking about through this program. All recreational activities, under the emphasis on those activities that involve some level of intentional physical exertion and occur in nature-based environments. A broad definition of this would be all recreational activities for pleasure that occur outdoors, such as visiting the beach. A more narrow interpretation would be regional activities undertaken for pleasure that generally involve some level of intentional physical exertion and occur in nature, such as camping. You're fairly similar. Team sports, ball fields, playground equipment is generally not the focus of this planning effort. What activities are included in an outdoor recreation economy? Pretty straightforward: hiking, walking, biking, fishing, hunting, kayaking. billion were spent in total outdoor recreation value added economic impact within the state of North Carolina. 130,000 direct jobs statewide in the outdoor recreation satellite account categories, resulted in $5.9 billion in wages and compensation for North Carolina workers. North Carolina resulted in $28 billion in total consumer spending. There was a time when we mentioned outdoor recreation, most people thought about doing things at the beach or doing things in the mountains. Part of this program, why it exists, is we believe there are outdoor recreation activities in all 100 counties in this state and in every municipality. We just think that someone needs to guide you in maybe identifying those and coming up with a plan. The primary purpose of this program. Primary focus for outdoor recreation economy building areas will look at tourism and hospitality, small business development. A big focus of what we will do will be to look at how to improve existing or create new businesses related to outdoor economy. Just a classic example would be a bike shop or a place that sells, equipment for hunting and fishing or canoeing. We also want to look at how we do quality of life improvements for residents, improved health. Earlier, how you get people to come work in your town. We realize in this country now, people have said over and over they want to live and work in areas with recreational opportunities. We'll look at manufacturing and supply chain issues, outdoor recreation infrastructure development, trails, facilities, amenities, and fostering an outdoor recreation culture in your community, placemaking, branding culture. All components are interconnected, outdoor recreation, economy planning, where each component helps to strengthen the system. Okay, these are project highlights. This is important. Introduction of core program, that's what I'm trying to do tonight. Hopefully, if you want to proceed, at your next meeting, I believe your scheduled meeting, you will have an MOU and resolution before you. If that is adopted, that will give me the go-ahead to begin. Number 3 is probably the most important thing the governing body will need to do, probably with the assistance of staff, and that's I don't know your town like the people who live here and work here. So we'll ask that a work group be formed, and I can provide some ideas on the types of people. It could be a range of people that are on that work group, but maybe those that have a special interest in outdoor recreation or already have a business or occupation-related outdoor recreation. We'll do a work group survey. We will do citizen surveys, monthly meetings. We are finding those to and normally monthly seems to work well. It will be up to the work group what time and where they want to meet. Part of what we'll do is create a vision statement, then we'll develop the work plan, and then we'll have a final plan adoption. I know everyone wants to know how long this will take. I hope from start to finish, and I'm going to call start when I get the names of the work group. From that point, hopefully we can be completely finished. I know that may seem like a long time, but I've got 10 counties and 85 or so municipalities to cover. So meeting once a month is about all we can fit in, and then the creation of the plan will take some time. But I just want to say again, the work group will be the key to how successful this project is. It is in all our strategic planning efforts. And I guess last I would just say the big question is how for increased economic opportunity and quality of life enhancement for residents. That's the end of my presentation. I know that's a lot when you're not that familiar with the program. I excited about this. I will tell you up front, because I always ask this question. One thing this program will not do is bring you any money. We will identify projects and lead you to what we think are potential funding sources. We've also got a relationship with several universities in the state right now that are helping assist with implementation projects. For example, the town of Spencer, one of the things that came out of their project is to develop some additional trailheads, and they have individuals from NC. So there will be the potential for technical assistance, but I don't want to mislead anyone into thinking, that when this is done, I think it will give you an advantage in applying for grants and exploring financial assistance. But I don't want to stand here and tell you that money's going to come with it automatically. The other thing I will tell you is, unlike a lot of state agencies, we're not a regulatory division. When we give you this plan, just like other plans that we've done for you in the past, we're not going to come 2 or 3 years later being we will leave you the plan. We'll help you somewhat with implementation as you want us to help you. So I guess in a nutshell, and I promise I'll be quiet and answer questions, we hope to develop a plan that will help the town of Dallas recognize and take advantage of your natural assets and from a business, health, tourism components. I'll be happy to entertain questions.
In the MOU, we don't pay nothing.
No. I can honestly say I'm from the government and I'm here to help. The only thing I told in past projects, sometimes you may do a work group meeting around a lunch, and we may ask you you don't have to provide a lunch, but you don't pay my services, there'll be no travel involved, because like I said, I live right up the road, and I can be here down this building in 17 minutes from my house. So, I'm not going to say you won't ever have to make some copies and have some papers, but I'm just going to have very, very minimal. It will not cost the town of Dallas.
And you answered one question. You give us a plan, and we don't like it. We don't have that.
Incredibly disappointed if you don't like it, but no, you don't have to.
Understanding you heard us speak a few minutes ago about where we are with the unions. You're saying 5 to 6 months. So they sort of count on this.
I don't ever want to make promises, but if you don't have the final report within 6 months, I'd be surprised and disappointed. But I'm going to say again, that 6 months doesn't start clicking when you form that work.
Understand.
Yeah. I would tell you, unless there's something unforeseen, you should have a plan in your hands to consider within 6 months.
I'm not sure if this is the right time to ask this, but who do you recommend, how many and who do you recommend to be on that board?
That is a great question. I think a good work group is probably somewhere in the, I'm going to say 8 to 15 range. I've had work groups that as few as 4 or 5 people, and I've had as many as 20. I would say maybe that 12, like I said, or maybe 8 to 15 range, maybe more on the I can't make a meeting for whatever reason. I think interested citizens that, like I said, maybe have a current high interest in trails or canoeing or kayaking, outdoor recreation. If you have a citizen that's involved in a business in any fashion or way involved with outdoor recreation, I think that's wonderful. Again, or local business owners that aren't, they don't have to be connected to outdoor recreation. People who have an interest in outdoors. I also think it's a really good idea to have at least one elected official, whether that be. If you want to, it's your committee. suggest your committee definitely have someone from the staff and at least one elected official.
Question, you mentioned that the town inspector, have they implemented any of what you all, so there, we can go there and see visible manifestations of?
Everything they've done, like I said, is they've formed this partnership with NC State. This will help them do some plans. I don't know that there's anything on the ground I could actually go physically show you right now that's been implemented. I know there's a lot of planning of the stages, though, that I'm sure they'd be happy to share with you.
Because I'm familiar with that area, you know, when I go through the vacation.
I'll just give you an example of Spencer, just one example. And I think we ended up with like 70 recommendations, but, you know, they have NC. We try to help them identify ways that maybe they can take better advantage of that to bring people into their town. You may not think that that's a outdoor recreation, but it is in some ways. You need to get people to your town and taking advantage of the local trails or amenities. So we'll come at this from a lot of different directions. And I didn't mean to suggest earlier, like I said, don't even take, no one loves youth sports any more than I do. I'm just saying this isn't as much as it is what I presented to you. I'm not saying this can't be viable in your community. They are. But that's not as much what we'll focus on. I would hope, like I said, if you want me, I don't feel like that I need to come back, but if you want me to come back and consider the resolution, I'm happy to. And I would hope if you do adopt it, want to proceed, if you proceed with the work group, I'll be in contact with Ken, and we'll I'll let you my card, and my contact information is also on this printout, so if you think of any questions, don't hesitate to contact me or call me when you leave here tonight. Anything else? Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Steve.
your time.
Thanks, Nick.
Moving on to item E, revision of Parks and Rec sponsorship packet. Alex, do you want to speak on that?
I have something else to present to the board. I have another option after speaking with Alderman Clymer on this, which deals with our youth athletic sponsorship. Appreciate it. So, the first revision that you guys got was on the youth athletic sponsorship. My proposal was to do a season sponsorship for youth sports, a year-long sponsorship, then the seasonal sponsorship and the individual team sponsorship. The other thing that I gave you was a for our youth sports and also a individual team sponsorship where those fees will change. And so a couple things that I'm looking at adding normally for our youth sponsorship, for youth athletics, we allow the logo on one team jersey. This will be for the year-long sponsorship. The logo of the business on one team jersey for all sports seasons for the year. That would include baseball, softball, soccer, and basketball. Something that we have done is 8x10 team photo sponsorship plaque. One thing that I'm looking at adding is being able to provide up to 2 sponsored banners that we will put on our ball field fence Franklin Gym during basketball season. And
Or
then also,
those banners, you would just move them, you wouldn't buy new banners, right?
no, they would be renewable. Yeah, so
Okay.
we would buy new banners.
Right, okay.
So again, if that business wanted to renew, we would either ban season on our ball field fences, and then when we transition into basketball season, it will be in June.
No. What you had written originally, one person would pay $1,800 to be on all 30 teams' jersey. That's not a person. That's the reason I asked you to consider proposing the logo of the team. That way we could have 30 teams. Made $1,800 per team.
Or we get our name on one team jersey as a sponsor. Name on the jersey as a sponsor. So just, I don't know how to do it easy to compete. So we sponsor every sport. So currently I pay $725 a year. That's what they ends up being. I think 3, 1, yeah, stuff like that. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 725. That's where you got that number. I see that right there. So pretty much, your will raise it $1,000. I'm good with it. I think that's cool.
Well, that's the reason I think that we tried, but
If the people don't know, we could be stuck once you were not having the sponsors and they're your money. That's the only thing, that's what I'm worried about. Because how many sponsors do you need? What's the most teams baseball program? How many teams do you think that is? I don't remember what it is. We have a bunch of teams. Did you have trouble getting sponsors this year?
well, the 1,800 is what he suggested. Now, I had the second one dropped down to 500, but 1,800, you're getting an awful lot.
So 500, I see what you're talking about.
Yeah, so if I may, the revision to what I gave you just now, which is taking the individual team sponsorship and making it $500, and then the year-long sponsorship. If you sponsor one team for each of our teams that we have year-long, it saves you in the long run if you do everything. Now, yes, the individual, I am asking that the individual team sponsorship be increased, and for reasons due to our operating costs, to offset that. But in the new one that I, after speaking with Mr. Cloninger, if this is adopted, if you decide to do a year-long sponsorship, year-long, if that makes sense.
I see what you're
I'm
saying.
seeing-
I think it's a great idea. Because a lot of times people will fight that $1,800 simply because they're saving, especially if you're looking at a business.
But I don't think it's safe.
You're not saving
How not?
because we only got 3 sports we sponsor.
No, you had 4. Softball included.
Softball.
You had baseball, softball, soccer, and basketball.
Oh, just the way it's written,
Softball,
it looks
you don't
like
have
it's
that
one.
many.
But you still have sponsorship.
Okay. Well, the 3 main sports. What would, I'm good with it too. I'm just asking a question. What if you got more sponsors than you have teams for softball?
Well, the thing with softball is, that would just have to be something.
Yeah, that's what I'll be worried about.
But I
Somebody
will tell you this,
Hey,
our-
if I get my name on
right,
side.
well, our numbers they're not where they need to be, but they are growing, and they're going to continue to grow. We're bringing in a lot of people are coming just in this baseball season. I heard from many that are coming from other municipalities to play back in Dallas. And so, this may be something that, it may take some time to implement, but I do. A lot of businesses around here, in the town of Dallas, and also, I didn't even speak on the first page, which was the concert and dance
Yeah,
sponsorship.
we're going to go back there. So, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Okay, I think that, this is just me. This is something that Alex, who we didn't hire, but staff hired, to put our trust in. It's vicious, you gotta hit the ground running, but I trust him in this.
I trust him with the one told me something when we discussed this, that you're gonna have a kitchen on the back. Is that correct? Team
Yeah,
bed.
team thing, yes, sir. In the past, we've had a lot of sponsorship, we've had the actual business on the front. But I don't think they've done that in quite some time.
I like the teams being able to have their name as a sponsor.
And that's what we do.
Let's talk about, can't vote on this today, so, let's look at the concert series that you were talking about.
If you read what he has proposed, and read it as someone that's going to spend $5,500, and I spend that money on a first come, first served basis, then how can you do a single event sponsor? Because it seems like that I have made a monopoly of being the sole sponsor of my event stage. Everything that you have is a single event. How can you have a single event sponsor? Just ask.
Well, like I said, the second part, when it says single event, $1,000, again, right now, we've added a sixth concert. So if you have, and this is just based on if we get 6 people to sponsor each concert. Business who wants to sponsor all 6 and make that the main sponsor for each of our concert series, again, if they do that, they're still saving. Because if you get 6 different sponsors for $1,000 a piece, it's $6,000.
So you need to name the single event sponsor the silver sponsor. And you need to take away or add something to the gold sponsor and the silver sponsor. Basically the same thing, is that not correct?
In a sense, yeah. So, Alex, I think what I would do in this, I see what Alan's saying. If you have, I would kind of do it in the sense of like the gold sponsor where they have access to all of the events. And then your single event, make that instead of calling it a single event, just call it a silver sponsor. And then take something away. I would maybe take out that first come, first served.
Okay.
And yeah, when you're a silver sponsor, you get to choose your date. So
But you're saying, you're not made up, you're about multiple sponsors per concert, that's what.
yeah, the goal is to have as many sponsors as
That's what
possible.
you were saying, ain't it?
Well, this was not saying
I
that.
know, that's what you were getting at.
That's kind of how where I think you were going. So what I
Gold
would
is just one guy. Or, well, no, that's what it is.
That's why you reword it, gold sponsor and silver sponsor, and take out, let's see, single event and take out.
Yeah, or Haley, Holmes, and Sam, we won't be gold sponsors. We won't allow all 3 of our names on this sheet. Cost. We won't allow that. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah,
Okay.
If you get a group of people who want to donate,
Yeah, $500,
do it.
Would there be a way to differentiate between the gold and the silver on a single event? Gold sponsor had to be larger.
that, and I think, the one thing is that for the gold sponsor, the name and logo is on the stage where everybody's looking.
Well, if I may interrupt, I would designate on the, whatever the placard is, that they are a gold sponsor.
Right. And I think that's where the verbal recognition
So
comes
you'll
in.
have that, on the placard itself. Going back to the single event, I would for clarity say, at least for my
sign that says there's silver sponsor on it, because that's where I was talking. You just said the silver sponsor or the gold sponsor is going to have his name on the stage, but you also give him that the silver sponsor, name and logo on the stage, sign at the courthouse, media. You might y'all can maybe take it off the jumbotron. Let that be exclusive to your gold sponsor as entice company. Be a gold sponsor. Won't be out on the jumbotron. You know that. Is it what you're saying?
Yeah.
Actually, that just needs to be reversed right there. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
That's putting this banner across the stage. And then you got the staple thing down here. If you got the 5,000, somebody takes that.
No, it's just added to. Let's say, for example, right?
But what I want to know, you're going to have a single one or two?
Yes,
Where would you put the banner?
that's what we're talking about.
Again, I think what I was just explaining to the board and what we were discussing was, revising that to where instead of saying they would have their logo presented somewhere. So the positioning of, the gold sponsor would be on the stage. If they were just a single event sponsor or a silver sponsor, that they would have their logo presented, it just may not be in a direct line of sight where the stage is.
So this board has to be prepared that if we have 10 people want to be gold sponsors, and if we do, that we're going to somehow make it work. But if we got 10 gold sponsors, we're going to make them happy, right?
We'll have a
Team
bigger
gold
stage.
sponsors, then we'll have the money.
That's what I'm saying. We'll make them happy.
Yeah. I think this is good. I think just some of the rewording and then bring it back.
I got one more question on this. Dude, and you'll have to answer this, John. My opinion that involves sports fees, do they go into a special line item on our budget and stay there where we can't grab them?
No, they're not restricted funds, they come right into general fund revenue, which offsets all the other things in general fund. You can, back to your example, if you did have, not so much the concert, but teams, if that donor is willing to, us to keep the funds next year, we can put that to restricted fund.
But we also can create a restricted fund, period, for these sports fees. And so I think the board needs to consider that, because that's one of the things that people in this town want so bad. They want Dallas to save the sports program. Does the town, and the reason I want it restricted is if I'm a 6-year-old boy coming from a very poor family, I can't afford the $8 to play. I really don't have a love. Do we help them, or we just say so sorry?
Yes, because in the actual fee schedule itself, I think those fees are for that person to play, and then we have to buy uniforms and that person. Same scenario, here, same scenario, that immediately set everywhere else, but it's, well, every single one. And you got to do it power, every time they help.
Mr. Bonner, it's been my experience, I have limited in recreation, that when you have a child that wants to participate in a town program or a recreation program,
put out a newsletter in the Power Bill about baseball. We're going, one way to let everybody know in this town, they can sponsor kids, that we've got baseball, we've got softball. And I also want to do a softball league where people build that, oh wait, you're right, that's right. Okay, people done with that. I think that'd be good, but I think it'd be good if she's putting out a newsletter about the sports we're doing. Can we do that?
Actually, they can do a newsletter just for sports, so we can add it all to the newsletter that we send out. Because March 15th, we'll be the deadline to send out the first newsletter. The company that we use, they can put 15, 20 inserts in everybody. So, you can make sure all.
I think at the end of the last one, it does have a space there for baseball registration and so on and so on.
How about sponsorships?
I do think, and we can talk further about this, but I do think that whenever we do make those announcements, looking at it, I'll tell you how I work. When I look at my power bill, I'm looking at the price, and that's really it. So if I had something a little more flashy, a little brighter, that talked about baseball registration or softball or whatever it might be, so just another piece of paper on that's pink or green. That'll be, yeah, it'll catch your attention and kind of go with our bills. So that's, I think that's what I want to do, if that's okay with you, Alex, if we can work on getting that out there just to get more participation. Sure.
Well, I have to confess, my wife won't let me see the power.
I'll scratch my head, I do have a question I make. I don't want to catch Alex off guard, I probably should have talked to him before the meeting. But in that, it's an excellent one, he got wrote up. He also got in there about the Dallas Christmas parade. That's
Okay.
And that's why I probably should have called Alex prior to this. I don't want to catch him off guard, but I am, so Alex, my true apologies, but that's not a town sponsor thing, so I want to ask that question.
Take it out.
And he didn't know that, so it's not.
Okay, that's easy, thank you. All right, full-time deputy town. We talked about having a social media specialist, and Paul, you spoke about maybe that being a part-time position. As we get into this, I think that needs to be a full-time position. But it would not just be with social media only. So, title, I'm sorry. Mine's Okay, 27, let's get to that. 27. We're looking at deputy town clerk full-time. Assist the HR director or town clerk with town clerk duties such as board meetings, minutes, agendas, postings, which would be social media, elected official courses and education. See type for further explanation. Job description would be assist the HR director, town clerk with coordinating employee events, scheduling employee outings, employee lunches, employee softball games, employee holiday parties, retirement receptions, healthcare events, Director, Town Clerk, and Recreation Department with town events such as Carols on the Square, Trick or Treat on the Square, Veterans Day event, MLK event, summer concerts. Number 4, directly over all media projects, social media, electronic tax, event photography, quarterly newsletters. Number 5, directly over town building rentals, civic center, the courthouse, parks. Number 6, additional duties as assigned by the town manager or his or her designee. So this would be considered a full-time position in order to really help Sarah. Do you want to go in any further on that, Sarah? Wait, let Sarah go first.
Well, I want you to look at it, let the majority of her duties on to someone else. But a lot of these things listed here, I do mostly by myself. And a lot of them are so big, I need assistance with. So I just feel like if there's times at board meetings, different things I'm not here, I'm from school, well, I need coverage that way. But a lot of it's just assisting things. There's so much going on, that we have to cover. With my position, it could be finance, it could help, Alex with their recreation events. So there just needs to be an extra person that can help assist properly. It's hard for one person or one department to do all these things.
And the way that our town is moving, and all towns are moving, we need that social media. I say we, but we as a community rely so heavily on social media to get that I would think that that's necessary.
And seeing right now, besides myself and other employees, we're, covering these social media aspects, where I think it needs to be housed with one person.
As well as the website. Our website needs a,
Rebound.
yeah. It needs to be revised and looked at. It's still wrong. Alan?
So, you don't take is that you have enough work to do on the HR side that have to also be the town clerk. What this position should be is the town clerk. Because everything you've got listed in here is what the town clerk is doing. HR is getting more and more complicated. I can tell you that with the way the laws are changing. HR is getting more complicated with the insurance. Sure, Sarah will help the clerk. Sure, Alex will work with the clerk. But you just give these duties to the clerk to do. It frees you up to get your job done. Am I wrong that you need to be freed up to get your job done?
I agree. So what I'm hearing now is you want to take out deputy,
Right.
make it a town clerk position.
Yep.
Human resources, HR.
HR. I don't know what you're talking
Right.
about now.
Thoughts?
HR slash.
I mean, we're not voting on anything, but just thoughts. What do you think?
I'm with you.
No?
I think that fixing town hall if we share, at least with the department. Well,
I didn't like that.
I know, that's fine.
And I didn't like it, I think it's fine to have it, but if that's all that everyone else had to do, which is not quite, I have to share with that.
Right.
That, but if we're, I could probably go for having town clerk and maybe medium fall under that. Of course, tons of stuff fall under that, it's like, but,
Yes.
and
She's gonna be bid pretty.
a bunch of that stuff's not like what I'm working. Some of it is,
The clerk side, you work a lot. Does everybody know what you do, Ms. Clerk?
Probably takes about 25% of my time. The rest is HR.
I would say if we add this to June,
with the new budget.
With the new budget.
because we've got 80 increases coming. We've got other positions, people more. I think it gives a good start. In June. I mean, July, when we start, July.
It could be more streamlined, put it into the budget request, and then have the position and won't move it on July.
So it don't have to come up at the next meeting. We'll see in the budget.
It'll be included in the budget request.
All right, let's move on then. Veterans Day Parade discussion. I invited Michael Weeks from Mesmer City to speak to us tonight about the Veterans Day Parade that's held in Gastonia. So thank you, Michael, for coming tonight.
Mayor, and I'm here tonight to discuss the Veterans Day Parade being moved out of Gastonia to a different city. It is a county event, and the reason why we moved out of Gastonia, our parade lasts starting up to our little ceremony is 2 hours. And Gastonia, the city of Gastonia is going to charge us $6,600 for that event, starting in 2025. So if we're gonna move, we're gonna move now. And I'm here tonight to see right here. We also checked the Belmont and Western City.
Why are they going to charge the veterans $6,600 tomorrow?
Now, this was based on last year's parade. It would have cost us $6,600. So
They have,
that's,
this is the first time they're gonna charge you?
yeah. We have always paid $30 on application fee. You know, it's going around, only thing that Dallas would have to do is provide the police to block the street. As far as the vendors, we don't do vendors, we have, well, we do one vendor, which is American Red Cross. If you want to have vendors to come out, let me entirely up to you.
But how are people gonna get back over to the museum for the speakers?
Well,
and the
we have already talked to the Veterans Council, Marine Corps League, American Legion. And right out in front here. The event lasts probably, after the parade, the service will last probably 15 to 20 minutes.
I've never been,
Yeah, that's great.
I've never.
You've never been in one.
I've been at 18 of them. So,
All I have to do is say, Alan, here you come.
Mr. Fire Chief, Mr. Chief of Police, if we did this, where
Well, I think we,
a lot of people.
I think we automatically know we cannot be tricked.
Yeah, Trade Street's out
Trade Street's out here.
Yeah, but Main Street.
Yeah, Main Street's this side.
Oh, okay, well, I'm turning around.
Yeah, Main Street's this side. Trade
Well,
Street is where
pretty much,
Sadie's and all.
yeah,
Christmas break.
Right, wherever you guys put us, that's fine with us.
We can sort of Ingles and end right here at courthouse and everybody can come here. So everybody
Right, that's fine.
whoever comes here for this being sort of building. That's fine, that's fine.
And most of the parade, in my experience, the police stay, the fire department stays, because you've been there for the fire department. And then everybody else moves on. They don't stay.
Right, we usually have anywhere from 150 to 200 participants. And it goes pretty fast. It goes pretty fast. We start at 11 o'clock and 11:45, we into the ceremony.
How big of a crowd other than the participants?
Usually about, not by being here, it may be more. Maybe more. It was down Main Street, down to, St. Street, but it cuts across.
South Street.
South Street, cut across Franklin, to those areas there.
Would you have it, oh, sorry,
Did go across Franklin.
Right, go across Franklin to the military museum.
yeah, they did shut it down.
Yes, just for,
That wasn't long.
it did take long, just for a few minutes.
Now, when would you have it? Mondays?
11 o'clock.
That's on actual Veterans Day.
Right, Veterans Day, right? Whatever day Veterans Day fall on, that's good to have.
But we always be November the 11th.
Right, always November the 11th.
Because we, as a town, we do have to veterans memorial, usually on that Friday.
You doing a memorial or Memorial Day or Veterans Day?
Yeah, but we do it.
Well, the reason why I'm saying we do two events, we do Memorial Day event, which is in May.
No, I'm sorry, not Veterans Day.
Okay.
Starting to leave here.
It in here.
Is that long enough for you?
Long enough for you to move here.
Is it?
Yeah, we do it outside.
No, we're talking about.
No, we're talking about the length of the parade.
So the link,
The length, yeah, that you would have to drive, so we're looking at
From Angle to here or where?
like half
well,
an hour.
yeah, that's fine.
You can turn there at the fire department, go down to the police department, go down there past the whole community, and come back up.
Come back up this way.
And actually make a long route.
Yeah.
I don't know if you need a long.
Well, you would have to set the route up for us, we just follow what you said.
I think we can look at making the routes just a little bit longer, but I think it would be a good idea. And then we have our meetings, starts to have your packets. But
Can, we have Earl, Chief, and town work to sit down with you and talk about it.
Okay.
And come up with proposals presented to us in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
That's,
So we don't really need an announcement until September. So we can come by, ride the parade.
how long do you think you need?
I like your idea, I'd like for somebody from you guys to come,
Right.
kind of ride the route that we're.
Yeah, we will get before I get to that and go through.
You get our information, the department heads, meet the fire chief, the street planner.
Right.
Let's sit down and have a pre-meeting to see what we're looking at. Because my biggest thing that I would need to know is when it ends.
Right.
What's going to be coming in here and what's just leaving.
Right.
So I need to know which way to turn it in and who's going to stand inside. Because that's probably going to be a lot.
Right.
Because I think if you do, see if that would be enough space first and then meet with all of us together and it's all coordinated.
And you can have your speech right off the top.
Right outside there.
They usually have the honor guard, some band music,
speaker will come up and car will do that, fire and taps, and that's it.
And then the fee would only be the normal freight fee, which is how much, $30? What's our fee for the freight? 150?
Yeah, I mean, that's better than 6 hours.
Do y'all think y'all can meet up with them and come up with a plan by in 2 weeks for our next?
Well, it's ethical, it's honorable. No, absolutely not.
I don't think our special events fee $6,000.
Has Belmont declined to do it?
No, we had talked, this is the first, if don't get started. Okay, well, they let me know. I want to talk to West City.
The cost of the town is going to be firemen, policemen, and street folks, but it's only going to be for about 4 hours.
We could actually roll our Veterans Day celebration into
Yep.
that.
That's what I was thinking, if I didn't want to step on my toes.
It wouldn't be a problem, see, the Veterans Council against the county, that's what we do, we go to different towns, and we have, you plan your event, we advertise it for you. When I started 11 years ago, we were doing 2 events a year, we were doing Memorial Day. Okay, last year we did 75 events. We go from visiting nursing homes, senior living centers. I was in DC over the weekend, and I came back last night to take a veteran to the VA this morning. So we start getting out on our way back. We do off now on our way back. So we do house cleaning, we do whatever veteran needs to do. We don't know what we're going to do until we get a phone call. So we do all kind of events and stuff. We started a veterans brunch in Western City, and we was expecting 10 people and 25. We would like to do one of those here. So it's whatever you say we do.
I'd like to say what Chief Willis said, I think as a board, I think this is an awesome opportunity that I would hate to see us not be able to, we can make it work, let's the work has to make it work. So I think we do it that was the Lord.
Mr. Meeks? Thank you
Thank
for
you.
coming. I appreciate get in contact with you and.
You have his name, his phone number. This is the police chief's phone number, his phone number. We'll use your number from Madam Mayor and for chief.
As far as I'm concerned, I'm through going around.
Mr. Meeks, don't go anywhere else.
Oh, no, this is it.
Okay.
I'll send out an email tonight to the guys, everybody.
Perfect.
All right, guys,
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, just before, I'd like to take a small break because this is getting really long. I want to take off just because there's not without having to discuss it. I also want to take off the communication expectations for tonight. Do we want to finish these last two and then go into our closed session so everybody can leave?
Yes.
Let's get through these two real quick. The contribution to Walker Hayes Walk to Remember. I don't know who has that.
How much are we going to give?
But
There was,
Yes.
I'm always aware of that.
support Highland School technology students.
Yeah, a scholarship is offered there.
And Highland School can be, of course, anybody,
Yeah.
evidently nowadays, that's what I do, but, it is.
Because, and like I say, you know,
What we're
that
trying to do
was,
is,
and you guys can do things, but it's just a matter of, not expecting pushback, but, in the event that someone questions, we just need to be able to connect up the money going to directly benefit the town. Such as when we contribute to the Boys and Girls Club that has the after-school care. Students are called out money.
Right.
Yes.
how much money are you talking
I don't know, do we even mention a dollar?
I'll come up with a number. I think we got enough county employees that can come up with a board meeting.
I think you're right.
And
then
give it in the
not-
name of the town.
I think that's a great idea.
And not necessarily, maybe coming from individuals, yes. Now, that if we donate to one cause, we're going to be hard pressed to deny the next one.
That's why the employees.
So we'll do that as a
Absolutely.
staff
Take
then.
a collection.
Yeah, so Sarah, then, if you will take a collection from staff and elected officials or anyone that wants to donate through the town, you can, and we'll get it in the name.
That way it's not set up. For the veterans, also that. How much are we paying love? That one's out.
Okay, all right, so thank you, Mr. Trujillo, for that idea. It's got some fantastic. All right. All right, last year we have the, so I had a meeting with Gaston College yesterday, and they want to collaborate with the town of Dallas, simply to make Dallas a college town, in a sense, and benefit us and them all together. So they are having a color run. It's just called a color run, and what they do is they take chalk and it's go through the town, and it's a lot of fun and it's really messy. So a lot of people will sign up for it. The goal here is, if you'll look at this map that we have, the goal here is to start at Gaston College. People will park their cars, no worries here. Most people will park their cars at Gaston College. They will run from Gaston College down to Old Dallas Road, run up to the Papa's Pizza, back here at the fire department. Then what will happen after that is Gaston College will have their Rhino vans pick up people, they'll walk, and they'll pick up people at Pottery Park. They want to have vendors here, so food vendors, any vendor that wants to come. It'll just be another town event, or a special event from Gaston College, and it will just bring traffic and just people seeing that they're collaborating and working together. The date is September 21st.
Are they running in the group?
Yes, so we're gonna have to shut down the roads is the thing. But what happens with that is, it goes The run though, right?
The run will be done.
Yes, the run will be done. The only thing that's
At
gonna
max
take,
speed.
yes, the only thing that's gonna take the longest is keeping this shut, or maybe beside the, fire department, how we do 4th of July, and just opening so that people can hang out, stick around, eat at the pickle, Sandy's, have lunch, Papa's, just more foot traffic. Rock on.
We kind of think, Jerry kind of think kids rough on the road, so you better wake up. They can go down rough on the road, not worry about it. Get it out there, then you're fine. Can't beat you up.
Are you guys okay with me?
I'm in favor of it.
Okay.
Anybody else in favor? Got two I like, three I like.
Yeah, you said vendors will be 100%.
Yeah. Is that, I feel like that's easy, we don't do a lot of them, so. The people, that way they walk without traffic, and
So
then
it's not going to end the fire department, you're saying?
the run.
Is this a certified one?
I'm sorry?
Is this a certified?
Yes, it will be a certified run.
Well, that means a lot, because people come from all over.
Right.
Run certified.
Yes, it will be a certified run. It will be completely organized. It's going to bring a lot of foot traffic.